Long ago, in the land of Israel, the people were in great trouble. For 7 long years, the Midianites ruled over them. These enemies were cruel and took away the people's food, their sheep, and their cattle. The Israelites hid in caves and mountain shelters, afraid of the Midianites. Every time the Israelites planted crops, their enemies would come and destroy everything. So the people cried out to God for help. And God, who is always faithful, listened. In the town of Ophrah lived a man named Gideon, the son of Joash. He was working in secret, threshing wheat inside a winepress, hiding from the Midianites. He was afraid, but God saw something special inside him. Then the angel of the Lord came and sat beneath the oak tree. He looked at Gideon and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon was startled. He looked around and said, "But my family is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. How can I save Israel?" But the angel of the Lord said, "The Lord will be with you, and you shall strike down the Midianites as if they were only one man." Gideon listened carefully, his heart trembling with both fear and faith. Gideon wanted to be sure that this messenger truly came from God. So he prepared an offering, some meat and unleavened bread, and placed them upon a rock. The angel of the Lord touched the offering with the tip of his staff, and fire burst up from the rock, consuming it completely. Then the angel vanished, and Gideon fell to his knees. That night, God spoke again to Gideon. He told him,
"Tear down your father's altar to Baal and build one for the Lord your God."
Though Gideon was afraid of what the townspeople might do, he obeyed. He took 10 of his servants and did just as the Lord commanded. He tore down the false altar and built a new one to honor the true and living God. When the people woke and saw what he had done, they were angry. But God protected Gideon. And from that day, Gideon's faith began to grow strong. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Gideon. He blew a ram's horn, "Boo!" and the sound echoed through the land. From every tribe nearby, men came out to join him. They were ready to fight for the Lord and for their people. But Gideon's heart still trembled. He wanted to be very sure that God was truly sending him. So he prayed and said,
"O Lord, if you will save Israel by my hand, show me a sign. I will lay this fleece on the ground. If the fleece is wet with dew, but the ground around it is dry, then I will know you are with me."
And the next morning, Gideon picked up the fleece, and it was dripping wet. He squeezed out a bowl full of water, yet the ground was dry. Still, Gideon asked once more, not in doubt, but in careful faith. He said,
"Please, Lord, this time let the fleece stay dry and the ground all around be wet."
The next morning, it was so. The fleece was dry, but the earth around it was covered in dew. Now Gideon knew the Lord was truly with him. Then the Lord said to Gideon,
"You have too many men. If I let all of them fight, Israel will think they won by their own strength."
So the Lord told Gideon,
"Bring them down to the water, and I will test them there."
Some of the men knelt down and drank directly from the stream, but others cupped water in their hands and lapped it carefully, watching around them. The Lord said,
"With the 300 men who lap the water from their hands, I will save Israel. Let all the rest go home."
So Gideon kept only 300 brave men. They carried trumpets, clay jars, and torches inside the jars. It was a small army, but God was with them. It was the middle of the night, when the camp was quiet and the guards had just changed. Gideon looked to his men and said, "Watch me and do as I do." He lifted his trumpet high, and at his signal, the sound of 300 trumpets shattered the silence of the valley. Each man broke his clay jar. Crash! And the light of 300 torches blazed out all at once. They cried out together, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon!" The light filled the hills like fire, and the sound of trumpets echoed through the night sky. The Lord caused great confusion in the camp of Midian. The soldiers shouted and ran in fear. They turned their swords against one another. All around, the enemy fled, their camels and men scattering into the darkness. Not one Israelite had to lift a sword. The Lord himself brought victory that night. Gideon's men stood watching in awe, their hearts filled with praise. They knew this was not their strength, but God's mighty hand. And so, under Gideon's leadership, the land had rest for 40 years. The people remembered how God saved them, not through great numbers or mighty weapons, but through faith and obedience. Gideon learned that even when we feel small or afraid, God sees the strength He placed within us. For when the Lord is with us, even the smallest army becomes mighty.